views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Minutes of the Minds in partnership with BronxNet Television. As many of you know or may not know, we partner with the 116th Street Festival on an annual basis via a kickoff event that we host at Split Rock Golf. This year, the 116th Street Festival is gonna be going virtual. One interesting thing about our kickoff event is that it is our largest networking event that we have. It includes our members, our partners, and more importantly, the restaurants and businesses such as YaVe Tequila and Port Morris Distillery of the world, and they offer free sampling to each and every one of us. And during COVID, a lot of their businesses have been interrupted. They have been forced to be creative and think of ways to stay afloat. So as we introduce our kickoff event, this kickoff event is to say thank you to them, to let you know that they are still here. And more than ever, we need you to support them. So I want to welcome Joe Cruz, the owner of YaVe Tequila. Hey, Joe, how are you?
What's going on? I mean, I'm great. Family's healthy. I got out of bed this morning. I had food in my fridge. I can't complain about much.
Amen. But yeah, can you tell us a little bit about YaVe Tequila, how you got started, and how we're going to talk a lot about it. Can you tell us a little bit about YaVe Tequila?
Yeah, I mean, the best way to learn about YaVe is to learn about me, of course. Born and raised in Spanish Harlem, un Boricua. I worked in liquor game for my entire life. I worked in liquor stores. I've owned liquor stores. I worked in distributors. I've run distributors. I worked with suppliers, the guys who create the alcohol. I've run suppliers. So the only thing left to do is kind of create my own brand. It made sense. So of course I created YaVe Tequila. And the reason I did that was because with all the experience that I had, I knew that I could do something greater with myself, with my passion, with my heart, all the hard work that I put into things. And I retired on August 26, 2015. And it was the day before my birthday, so that's why I remember. It was 7:30 in the morning. I woke up and I said, I'm done. I'm retired. I reached out to everyone I consulted with, every company I worked for, and said, hey, I'm out the game. And people were like, hold on, let us offer you, let us talk to you, let us offer you a deal. And guys were offering me $1 million contracts, like multi-million-dollar deals to stay with their company. And it made me realize my value. So if they're gonna offer me millions, what am I really worth? Like, what can I really do? If these guys want to open up their pockets all of a sudden, then I need to create something for myself, my family, and create a legacy. Mm-hmm. So I decided to create a tequila because tequila is the healthiest and most natural of all liquors. Mm-hmm. And it was exploding at the time. It had just begun to explode. At the same time, flavors were exploding in whiskey and vodka. Mm-hmm. So I figured, why not make flavored tequilas, but do something natural? Mm-hmm. So I focused on first making our Blanco. So this is our YaVe Blanco. El Puro, it's like the pure, it's the base for everything else. And I wanted to make something extremely smooth, extremely easy to drink, something that didn't burn. Because the top two reasons people don't drink tequila, because of the burn, they feel that burn, or that bad night in college where they drank some crap and they just never want to drink tequila again. So for 2 years of my life, I dedicated to learning why people didn't drink tequila and how to solve those problems, essentially. Solve them. And fast forward a little bit, we launched in New York and New Jersey. And there was a bunch of misfits, I call us. Close friends of mine that worked hard, but didn't know much about the industry. So I always say, I'll take one tour of a know-how. So they wanted it. So I said, I'll teach you guys the game. For 2 years, we sold out of book bags and backpacks. Even though I knew the industry, I wanted my guys to go through the mud. And I wanted to build an extremely strong team. Because without a strong team, you're just a guy out here with a dream who has a nice brand. Nobody cares. So for 2 years, we were selling. We were busting. We were doing everything we could to build the brand. Fast forward 2 years later, and now we signed distribution deals with Empire in New York, Allied in New Jersey. We're upstate. We expanded to Florida, Colorado, California. So a lot has happened in the past few months. And then, of course, COVID happened. And
right.
Then, boom.
Exactly. So let's talk about that boom of COVID, right? Because it affected so many businesses just across the board for the right reasons, right? It was about health. So we needed to stop for a bit. But I wanted to know, what was the most challenging part for your business when it came to COVID-19?
Well, it's funny to say because we've actually had an amazing COVID when it comes to a brand, and it's hard to celebrate because everyone's going through so much. So when everything happened, of course, we had signed our deals, we were ready to explode, and we were literally on a precipice. We were a month away from everything happening. COVID happened, so we got our entire team on a Zoom call. Exactly what we're doing now. And I told my entire team, we're gonna come out as stronger than we went into it. I don't know what that means yet, but trust me, we're gonna come out better. And during COVID, we've actually become very strong at e-commerce. We sell on Reserve Bar. We sell it in different states right now. We expanded to California and Colorado while COVID was happening. So while people are trying to figure out how to maintain, we were actually growing because we were first. You know, when you force an animal into a corner, what does it do? It fights. That's what COVID did to everybody on this planet. It wasn't just New York. It wasn't the U.S. It was the world. So we just kept pushing and fighting and building it. And in the midst of all that, ironically, James Gonzalez from La Fonda reached out to me, good friend. He told me about a charity that he's working on with World Central Kitchen. I'm like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I'm down to help. I actually had COVID when it first hit. I had coronavirus. I was sick. I was home for like 3 days. My energy was low. I couldn't smell. All the symptoms you see, I couldn't smell. I couldn't really taste, yada, yada, yada. 3 days later, I got much better, and I was angry in a positive light. I told James, hey, I'm coming to help you. And when I was helping James, he had about 500 meals they were cooking a day to feed people in Spanish Harlem. Now we're up to about 6,000.
Wow. You know what? It's interesting. It's interesting. And I got to say this. This is the heart of our people, the heart of Latinos, the heart of beautiful people of color, that even though challenges come to us, we manage to rise above it. And we're still like always wanting to give and help. And I think this is why, as dark as it may seem, light always shines on us because of that spirit of giving. Speaking of spirit of giving, right? And this is going to be on another side. Were you eligible? Did you apply for any SBA loans or PPP? Did the government come and help, or did you even ask?
Nah, because there were people out there who needed it more than us. Like I said, we were thriving. I wasn't going to take free money just for the sake of it. That's not my mindset. And I built this entire company off $20,000. This whole thing people see and everything, people are like, oh my God, they blew up. It started with $20,000, a dream, and hard work. I tell people every day, I can't control the weather. I can't control COVID. I can't control how I treat people, how hard I work, and what I do with my time. Those are my focuses. So when this hit, I had to adjust how I spent my time, which was our e-commerce and everything. Our marketing department stepped up in an amazing way, and it helped us. I'm out there helping people as much as I can because true power is empowering others. If I have a little bit, I'll give a little bit to somebody else. I'm not greedy. I don't need millions of dollars. I'll give everything I have for my people.
And you're exactly the type of examples that we want to see more of. You're not a person that wants the handouts. You're willing to work for it. You're willing to be successful. And you're more importantly, willing to support your people and help your people and serve your people in the process. You're always supporting our community. Your heart is in the right place, Joe. But we want you to make sure that you feel our support, our Latino support, our people of color support. How can we help you continue to grow, Joe?
I mean, it's easy. One of the funniest things that would happen to me when I created YaVe was people would try YaVe and say, oh my God, this is actually amazing. I'm like, why actually? Because I'm a kid from the hood that created his own brand. I know I created other brands. I'm the guy behind the scenes building all these brands because I'm not a celebrity. I'm not famous. I'm not a certain color specifically. So I can't create my own brand. So it was all good. So I kept going out there and pushing the brand. I said, one day the world will recognize how big this brand is. And right now it's gotten bigger in essence because something that happened last week was this brand right here, made from a kid from Harlem, a dreamer, whatever you want to call me, just won the gold medal at the San Francisco World Competition. So that means all those tequilas that competed, gold medal, YaVe Tequila. So there's no more friends and family saying, oh, YaVe is pretty good. The industry just validated everything I put into this. And from that moment, I mean, from the beverage media showed us love, they reached out to us. A lot of different magazines and outlets found out from the actual spirits competition, YaVe won the gold. And I want my own people to support me because we talk about buying black, buying brown, buying Latino. I'm not giving people something, like I said, I'm not giving you crap. I'm giving you a reason to buy something good. It's like if a Latino created Apple. It's one of the biggest companies in the world. It's like support a brand that's good. It's not just some crap. It's just something, we did our job. I did everything I could to make the best tequila possible. We're there, gracias a Dios. It worked out perfectly. And now it's on people to respond and show that support while I'm out there working. I'm gonna go get more support. I'm gonna keep pushing.
Yeah.
But the more people support me, the bigger it'll be, the more I can give back to my own people. It really is that simple. It's a full circle.
Yeah.
Full circle for me.
But it feels so good getting the support from your people, right? If you don't need the validation from them, but it feels good when we're able to keep our dollars in our community, have the money circulate in our community, which means better education, more jobs. And I can see you going that route, making sure that we're good, not just eating right, but making sure we're able to put our kids through college, making sure we're able to have a better school system, and making sure we continue to put our hand out to bring another one of us up. I could see all of that flowing through you. Where do we get in contact with you? How do we get YaVe? And what resources do you need from us?
I mean, it's as simple as you can go to YaVeTequila.com, YaVeTequila.com, at YaVe Tequila on our social media. My Instagram person is at the real Joe Cruz Jr. People can reach out. I don't know if this is backwards on this, but
no, it looks good.
yeah, that's literally like, this is local. You can buy, as you can do. Like, again, I didn't want to give people an excuse to say no. Well, even when I build a brand, I didn't want to give people like, hey, support me, please. I'm trying. I'm just going to push. I'm going to push so hard that the damn house is going to fall down. I'm going to keep going and going and going until people realize, I'm here to help people. Because one of my biggest goals by far, and I'm a single father. So, I mean, you know that, but I might as well say it. I raised my son on my own. His mom helped his grandparents, but my son lived with me. So I had to show him how to do better. That was my thing. It was my heart. I could tell my son anything, but if I tell him I'm going to start my own brand and I don't do it, my son's going to say, Dad didn't do it. Why do I need to do it? One thing I tell people, there's always a reason not to do something, and most people find it. Don't be most people. Another thing I'll tell you, one of my biggest goals, on top of making my son, make him proud as a son, I want people to be happy when Joe Cruz is on his way. Meaning, if there's a catastrophe in Puerto Rico and they hear Joe Cruz is coming, I want to have that kind of impact on the world. That's why I'm building YaVe and everything I'm building. Because I'm one of those people that I want to have as much as I can, so I can give as much as I have.
I want to let everyone here, our audience and our chamber members and partner, I want you to really understand that Joe Cruz, he's our gold award. We have someone like this in the community that comes from pretty much nothing, worked his way to excellence, and never forgets who he is and who he needs to give back to. So I'm asking every single member here, our partners, our affiliates, your friends, your families, to recognize that we have incredible individuals in our communities, and we need to support them every way possible. So you heard it here first. Joe Cruz from YaVe Tequila, he is our Golden Award. So you be sure to support him. Thank you so much, Joe, for being here with us. We appreciate you. Anything you need, you already know, we're a phone call away. So as we get further, any resources that you need, like, we're here, man. I don't know, I'm so proud of you. Just, I've been seeing everything, like, I've been seeing everything in your progress, and I'm so sorry that COVID hit, and you already know why I feel bad with, some of the things. It's like, yeah, man, you're doing amazing though.
Yeah, life happens. It's all on how you respond. Like, there's people, no matter what, there's people going through something worse than you. Every morning when I get out of bed, I go get some clean water. It's filtered water in a filtered Brita thing from a filtered sink. People don't appreciate the little things that we have in life. You have people around this world that need to walk miles just to go to a watering hole that has mud in it. Like, they don't get it. Like, we have a lot more than most, and we don't use it to our advantage. So as long as I'm healthy, my family's good, everything's working, I'll keep thriving. I'm gonna keep that climb going. It's just gonna happen.
Do you have any word of advice for our young, Puerto Rican brothers and sisters as it relates to economic justice, to social justice? Anything you want to say during this time?
Treat people the way you would treat your mother. Simple as that. The way you would treat your mother, your father, your brothers. I don't understand the skin tone thing. I never understood why a skin color makes someone better or worse. It befuddles me. I don't know how someone can look at someone and say that's a bad person because of the color of their skin. Whether it's black, Spanish, or white, I'll never understand that concept. So treat people the way you treat your mother. Because I'm a mama's boy. I love my dad, love my family, but my mom gets all the respect in the world. I don't look down on my mom. I'm never upset when I see my mother, but for some reason, people look at other people and it's like, nah, she is a, without even knowing them. Like, when we're born, we don't hate. The only thing we hate as kids is like naps and eating healthy food and stuff. We don't hate people. We have all color friends, but all of a sudden, as we get older, people teach us how to hate, and schools teach you to hate, and the history teaches you, and you're like, oh my God, I shouldn't like this person, I guess. But I mean, if you can learn to love, if you can learn to hate, you can learn to love. It really is as simple as that. Like.
And thank you. And with that, we'll close out the segment of Meetings of the Minds. Again, we appreciate you, and thank you so much for taking the time out to be with us, Joe. Thank you.
Of course, it's always a pleasure. See you later.
All right.